These people contacted me at the end of last week. Uh, I became a commissioner, and it was in the paper, and they picked up on it, on the problem they have, and they wanted to talk to somebody. So they spoken to me, and it's about the possible closure of the EMI unit, which is the Elderly Mental Infirm unit at Reayrt Skyal in Ramsey, and they have heard the rumours that the unit was going to close. There's only 8 people in it now, although it should be 16 people, but I think it's been kept artificially low by not allowing any new patients to go into there. And they have said that there's a possibility, and it's one of 4 possibilities, that Martin's ward in Ramsey Cottage Hospital is going to be relocated to that unit. That unit was built at a cost of £3.4 million, and it was specifically built for people with dementia. And at one time, I've seen that they were running 77% capacity and plus 2 beds in there for people for respite care. Now that it's 16 beds, but there's only 8 people in it, and I think that that's been kept artificially low. So then, when they've decided now, or whether they have decided yet or not, there was a meeting yesterday in Douglas, and uh, the outcome of what's happening around you, I believe, was discussed in that. And the word I've had from the health minister is that a letter will be going out. She hoped last night for delivery today, but as far as we know, there's been no letter delivered, and that's going to give the decision of what is going to happen there. And the question is, where are these patients going to go? I mean, these people, they're in there with dementia. The family call in probably most days for some of them. Now, if they're moved into residential homes, and the possibility is that they can be in one in Port Erin or Douglas or Castletown, that is just, you don't know where they're going to be put, and these people will then be getting no visitors. Now, the person was spoken to by Tina was Rebecca Dooley, who's a head of older people's services, and she didn't confirm that it was closing, just that it was one of 4 that may close to put Martin's ward in. Don't know why they still keep calling Martin's ward, because obviously it isn't going to be. But I'm pretty sure that a few weeks ago or a couple of months ago, the health services said that Ramsey Cottage Hospital would be back to where it was, and that would include Martin's ward being in there. But now it looks like they're just trying to change it.
What
Yeah.
went through your mind when you heard the rumors that were circulating, and then when you spoke to the person in charge and you were told, this is one of 4 options? What goes through your mind?
Well, I heard just a rumour from somebody in the street. Having gone through this with Common Moor when my mum was there 3 years ago, and which still hasn't been sorted out, I sort of automatically felt that this could be true. I went to the home the next day. In the absence of the manager there, I then contacted Rebecca Dooley, who then confirmed that the rumours I had heard were true, and that it was one of 4 places being considered, and that we would get a letter very soon. And now that was the 28th of May. So we've been waiting. We haven't had a letter. We have got a proposed meeting with Rebecca on Thursday morning, but to my knowledge, not all the relatives of the people in there have had that information. So we're all still in the dark. Obviously, my concern, it's my mum. She's well into dementia. Problems that would cause if she has moved, I wouldn't. That's the upsetting part. It's well known that if you move these residents, their condition can deteriorate due to the move. So it's yeah, I want to try and do everything to protect my mum, really.
And Phil, for you, how's all of this been for you, hearing the rumors, knowing that these discussions and these meetings have been going on? How's all of that been for you?
Well, it's exactly as Tina said. It comes a bit of a shock to us all to find out through rumours. Where it would hurt us, obviously, we have a relative in the care home who's, again, seriously into dementia, unfortunately. Moving this lady, it would be awful. It would be very traumatic for her. But when we actually go to visit her, and we're visiting daily, we see all the residents there. They're sat in the lounge or they're walking around, but they all seem to realise that where they are and who they're with. Now, if these people are split up, you can bet your bottom dollar they won't be all placed together. Now, that's going to cause more problems for them in the long run. Now, what I can't believe is with Manx Care, we have a purpose-built unit specifically for dementia patients. And dementia patients, incidentally, is unfortunately on the increase on this island. I'm sure Manx Care can't deny that. So it only means there's going to be even more people, unfortunately, with this condition in years to come. Now, here we have a purpose-built unit specifically for that, and it's run fantastically. The staff there are unbelievable. And yet they're going to close it down purely to put somebody that needs rehabilitation. Now, I understand people need rehabilitation and what have you, but who needs that unit more? Is it more important to have dementia patients there, what it's built for the proper care that they need, or for people that need rehabilitation that could, in effect, go anywhere?
Now, I know, we're still waiting to find out. We're still waiting for that confirmation of what will be going on, and hopefully you guys find out soon. But what will your message be to the powers that be? What is your message to Manx Care, to to the minister, to anyone that's listening to this interview?
Can I just say something
Yeah, sure.
before that?
Sure.
It's well known, and you can look it up wherever you want, that when you move a patient like that out of their home, because essentially it is their home, they don't know anymore, and they're in there, and it's a well-known fact that once you move them, and if you move them into a residential home where there's other people who do not have dementia and they understand everything, but as soon as you move a person out of a home, that they then suffer aggression, wandering, agitation, and noisiness will all make them do things that they don't even know they're doing, possibly to the harm of other patients in the ward or in the residential home where they are. It's a well-known fact that that's exactly what happens when you move people. So they're going to take this on, and if they put two people in, well, we're talking about 8 there, if they put two people in 4 different residential homes, once that happens, once they start to not be able to be controlled, which is exactly what the staff at the ward now, they know how to handle these people, how to control them. What if they start attacking other patients through no fault of their own, because they don't know they're doing it? Where are they going to put now? Because that residential home is going to say we can't have them because it's ruining life for the other patients. So what do they intend to do with them?
Do we know what the other 4 options were? So option 1 was close down the ward and bring in Martin Ward.
Yeah, the other options are to close down another unit, which could be the one in Port Aaron, it could be the one in Douglas. There is a number of dementia places, and it's like the choice, which one are they going to shut? And it looks to us at the minute it's convenient to shut it because they need somewhere for Martin's ward to need to be. Now, on the House of Keys question time about an hour ago, the minister, I think it was the DOI minister, said that if they need to renew the roof on Ramsey Cottage Hospital, and then the Cottage Hospital is going to be shut for another 18 months. And they've also got the option that they've said that they would look at the possibility of a new build. and demolish Ramsey Cottage Hospital. I mean, that's what they were talking about today. They never said that's what they're thinking about, but it's in their thinking that might be what has to happen in the end. And I'm afraid that with the government, with their lack of money now, I know we will have new MHKs in there, and it may all change, but I can't see any MHK in there wanting to spend money on rebuilding Ramsey Cottage Hospital.
And if I can go back to that question that I asked Tina
Yeah.
in full, what is your message to anyone that's listening, Manx Care, the Department of Health and Social Care, the Minister herself?
I would just like them to think very carefully before they do this. Yes, we're personally involved because my mum's there. This isn't just about the residents that are there now. This is about the future residents for Ramsey and the effect that it will have on the families concerned. I do see my mum most days. If she moves and I can't do that, then what effect is that going to have on her? What effect is that going to have on me? The staff that you have there are amazing. I couldn't thank them enough for the care that they've given. And Manx Care should be congratulating them on the way that they care for these people. Now, I just worry what's going to happen to my mum if this goes ahead. So please think very carefully.
I would say exactly the same as Tina. She's hit the nail on the head. It's not just about the people that's there now. It's the people that's going to need these units in the future. And they may not have to be from Ramsey. They could be from anywhere on the island. It's wherever a bed is available. And this is a purpose-built unit. Now, we all understand that if they're going to move Martin Ward, which they seem they're going to do, we understand they have to go somewhere, and we sympathise with that. So those patients that are actually in Martin Ward, they're going to have the disruption of having to move. But by moving them to Reayrt Skyal, you're now disrupting a group of dementia patients because they've got to move as well. And there is no real need to move these patients. It is known, and I'm sure Manx Care won't deny that there is a lack of dementia beds on this island, and it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. So why close a purpose-built unit just to satisfy another group? I can't believe it. Please think very seriously what you're doing here. This will affect a lot of people in the future.
Okay, within that centre, there is a day centre which elderly people go, and they go there to get a meal, and primarily they go to get picked up by bus. In where I am now in Mayfield, there's 5 people go to this day centre. One of them is 98, and she goes 5 days a week to get some food, some proper food, rather than somebody like that trying to cook their own food. Now, there's been no mention of what's going to happen to that. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but like I say, there's 5 from here. You're probably talking 20, 30 people go there and use it as a day centre, and there's been absolutely nothing being said whether that day centre is going to close, whether it's going to stay open. Is it possible to stay open when they're bringing Martin's Ward in there and they're bringing the 16 people from Martin's Ward? What happens to the day centre? And if they close that day centre, where do these people who can't actually cook for themselves, not able to totally look after themselves, where are they going to be moved to?
It's also about the respite as well. Reayrt Skyal is used as a respite for dementia patients, dementia residents. So, that would be a problem for the north.
Yeah, I mean, some people, they look after their relatives at home, and it takes a lot of work to look after somebody with dementia. And they have them respite beds in there where people can maybe, if it's a parent, put their parent in there for a few days, 3 or 4 days, whatever, and then they get a bit of a break from them at home. Now, as soon as you take that away, these people are going to be trying to look after the parents 7 days a week, which is virtually impossible. They'd be up and down all night with them because they don't know what they're doing. And these people do need the respite care and have somebody somewhere in Ramsey for them to go to.
I'd like
Yeah?
to endorse what Tina said earlier on about the staff at Reayrt Skyal. They are absolutely amazing. I mean, put yourself in the position you have to visit a relative who has dementia, serious dementia. It's distressing for you as well. Every time you go in, it's distressing. It's even worse when you have to leave them. But the staff don't just look after the patients, they look after you as well as the visitor. They are absolutely wonderful. And for them to possibly lose their jobs, it beggars belief. Simply beggars belief.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.